Takbir. We are in the house of next speaker. Sister Representative Movita Johnson-Harrell is an American politician from Pennsylvania, from this proud state where we are holding our national convention. She's currently serving as a Democratic member of Pennsylvania House of Representatives from 190th District. She is the first female Muslim member of Pennsylvania House of Representatives. If you were following the news, on the day of her oath-taking ceremony, there was an incident that caught national media. And we are very proud of our representative, Sister Movita Johnson-Harrell, the way she handled Islamophobia. It is inspiring for all of us. Let us welcome Representative Movita Johnson-Harrell.
Assalamualaikum. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. I want to take this opportunity to welcome Muna 2019 to Philadelphia. Welcome you all. Give yourselves a round of applause. So thank you so much for inviting me here to do the welcome address. And this is what we call the city of brotherly love and sisterly affection. It does not always feel like that here, and I did make history as the first hijabi elected to the Pennsylvania State House and the first Muslim woman to represent Philadelphia. But I was not the likely candidate. Before I ran, I was told that there were men who were chosen over me, but even before that, coming from Philadelphia and coming from 5 generations of poverty, and I lost my father at 8 years old to gun violence in this city. And in 1991, I lost my brother to homicide. And on January 13, 2011, I lost my 18-year-old son to a case of mistaken identity by gun violence. So for me, it was about being impactful in my community. And my husband and I had always attempted to be that beacon of hope in our community. I'm second-generation Muslim, and in my mother's dilemma to find peace with the loss of my father, she found al-Islam. But because of Islam, my husband and I were always those pillars in our community. We were always those people who provided for the community, who welcomed the community into our home, who fed hungry children. And we were the focal point in our community until our sons, who were 14 and 16 in 2007, told us that they knew 9 boys murdered in our neighborhood. And at that point, my husband and I made a decision to leave, and we did just that. We had the ability to do so. We moved out of Philadelphia on January 15, 2008. And on January 15, 2011, I put my 18-year-old son in the ground. And it was absolutely devastating for me. But one thing that I know, and when Brother Nihat was speaking, it actually brought tears to my eyes, because we know that with every difficulty comes ease. And we know that Allah is the best of planners, and whatever your struggle, whatever your dilemma, Allah will bring you through, and He will give you everything. He will equip you with everything that you need to be successful. So for me, I understood when my son was taken that that was a message to me to get involved in my community, to continue to be an even bigger beacon of hope, to continue to be a voice for the voiceless, to continue to be that shining light. And that's what al-Islam is. It is that shining light in our community. It is that peace, it is that love, it is that thing that brings us together no matter where we come from, no matter if you are an immigrant or if you are an African American, no matter if you cover or if you don't, no matter if you speak Arabic or if you speak English. It is that thing that brings our common interest together for all humanity. So being the first hijabi to run for office in Philadelphia was a struggle, because even in most instances I did not have the support of the Muslims. But because of my experience, the only thing that I fear is Allah. It did not stop me. I continued to put one foot in front of the other, because I know that I had 2 daughters and another son alive who were looking up to me. I know that those grandchildren that I had were looking up to me. I know that my community and the women that I empower were looking up to me. So when I shattered that glass ceiling, yes, the shards came down. And I am constantly under attack, but I fear nothing but Allah. This is the path that was given to me, because if you had asked me where I saw myself at this point in my life, I'm supposed to have my doctorate, I'm supposed to be writing books, and I'm supposed to be traveling the country lecturing. Instead, I'm fighting for social justice and equality for the very people that this country intends to stamp out. I do not support the America that cages children. I do not support the America that panders to white supremacy and that thinks Islamophobia and anti-Semitic acts are okay. I do not support the America that does not take care of its tired and its sick and its poor, and you cannot complain if you do not get involved. I support the America that promotes diversity and inclusion. I support the America that places the people over the Second Amendment rights to hold guns. I support the America that makes sure that we take care of our most desolate in this nation. And I know I'm not alone. We can no longer sit on the sidelines as Muslims. We are the light. There is no more middle ground. You're either a part of the problem or you're a part of the solution. We must take responsibility for our communities. We must take responsibility. You know why? Because our children deserve it. Our children deserve a world where they will not be discriminated against because they wear a kufi or a kimar. Our children need to understand that they can get to the White House, that they can get to the State House, but they also need to take their place in other spaces in this world. We need to occupy every space of this world because we are the example for peace and love. People often want to put us in categories of extremism. There are extremists in every religion if you study history. That is not Islam. So I implore you, wherever you are in your corner of the world, whatever power you have to make change, take the opportunity to do so. Because our children are watching us. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.